Hello, everybody. Welcome to this brand new show. We're very, very excited to share this one with you. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and I'm here with my lovely sister, Sophie. Hi, Sophie. How are you?
Hey, I'm really excited about this new show, and thank you so much for tuning in. I have a feeling this is going to be a big, big show, and this is going to reach a lot of people and help uplift everybody.
So yes, you said it. Very good point. This is the point here. This is our purpose for this show that we're starting with this premiere, 5D News. So Sophie and I, like I'm going to talk for you, Sophie, we kind of we struggled in the past months and years to try to stay in the know of what's going on in the world without impacting too much our frequency and still doing, of course, our personal work, our spiritual work, our mission. And so this is the intention for this show, is to keep you updated with what's going on, but also we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. This is going to be super fascinating. So we're going to ask questions for the cards. So directly to Source Spirit, with this amazing channel here, which is my lovely sister, Sophie. And we're going to see even world events and stuff that is happening through the lens of a higher perspective. So we're going to try to see the empowerment that we can get through what's going on in the world, to see it through a soul's perspective. So this is combining spirituality, but also what's going on, of course, in the world. And with all of that, we're going to add questions that are not also necessarily news. So things that we always were wondering for our own personal curiosity, and I'm sure yours also. So it's going to be really, really cool. And this is the premiere, as I said, October 3rd. We timed this with the eclipse, which is a new beginning in the sign of Libra, bringing more peace, love, balance to the world. So this is also part of our intention.
And justice.
And justice. I like that. Yes, a really good point. Really good point. So we're trying to rebalance the frequencies also of the world with bringing more, let's say, uplifting content. So this is not, even though we might touch on subjects that are a little bit more, not, I want to say depressing, but let's say lower. What were you going to say?
Difficult, maybe touchy topics.
Difficult. Yeah, exactly. We're going to try to raise the frequency as much as we can and to empower ourselves with the information and the wisdom. So, the other thing that I want to say is I'm always super mindful of the content that I watch. So I invite you also to be mindful of everything that you absorb in your field of energy, because the content you watch and everything and everyone you come in contact with help you shape your reality, because we're always co-creating our reality every second, every moment. And of course, what you get into your field is impacting your frequency, but also impacting the way that you're going to co-create your reality. And as we do that individually, we also co-create on a big collective level. So if we, of course, watch the news, as we know, on mainstream media, this is going to be a collective manifestation that is very low frequency. So this is, we're trying to change that with that show. So thank you so much for supporting us in advance. Make sure you
add something.
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add that sometimes you're not watching the news and you can also be in this mode. So sometimes it's the music, sometimes it's the movies, sometimes it's the conversation and the people that are around. So just watch this, because sometimes your nervous system is on this fight or flight. And I know I'm guilty of it. I'm doing right now a detox and I'm starting to really release it, but I'm not watching the news. So this is a show where we really want to make sure that everything that we're going to look at, we're also going to see the positive of the bigger picture and what is it going to serve us. We're not going to feed the wrong side.
Yeah, I love that. And for people who are going to think that, oh, we're going to talk about like rainbows and butterflies, and this is not the case. We're going to try to be objective, but see the reality from the soul's perspective, from a higher point of frequency, a more expanded consciousness. So this is the goal here. Thank you for adding that. This is very, very true. So these are our questions. And also I try to include a little bit of the questions from the community in the comments of the video. Sometimes some people add some additional questions. So I have a few. But for the next episodes, I invite you to go on the Maison Jupiter Community, which is a free community to join, to also add your questions. And I'm going to put a section there. So you can add all sorts of questions that you would like Sophie to answer during one of those episodes. So it's going to be a weekly show. October 3rd, eclipse energy, new moon, solar eclipse energy. I'm very excited for it. So don't forget to like, of course, this video, share, and subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, I'm going to show you here. So that's going to help a lot support the channel. If you could make sure that you like this video, to comment down the video if you do like this new formula, this new idea, what you would like to see more of. And also, of course, this is available. We're simulcasting on both platforms, on YouTube and also on Rumble. So thank you guys already for being here. We know you guys are wonderful and beautiful community, and we're so grateful for you. So with that being said, let's start. So I organized that in categories, and they are going to change every week. So we're going to explore a multitude of different subjects. So the first one that I have here for you, Sophie, and she's going blindly into this.
I don't know what they are.
So that's always the best whenever we're trying to channel, because we're neutral. So I named this category the Earth and the Stars. So we're going to be talking about natural phenomenon, not so natural phenomenon, but that are impacting the Earth, and also our connection to the solar system and to the stars. So first of all, I saw this news right here this morning that we are being beamed by a huge solar flare at the moment, which is like more powerful than all of those previous ones. And apparently it's right in the direction of the Earth. So here it says, today's incredible X9.0 class solar flare, the most intense flare since 2017, an Earth-directed solar storm is highly likely, given the spot region is faced directly at Earth. So I want to ask you, Sophie, what will be, first of all, the effect of this solar flare that we just witnessed? So what would be the effect, energetically speaking, on humans?
Okay, good question. Let's see. I'm going to take about maybe 2 oracles and then a few cards of tarot. Okay. So it just split in 2. I'm just going to take them. And what we have is, let me just show it to you. We have the observer.
Okay.
So possibly we're going to see with the tarot before I say too much. But with this, I have a feeling that it is something that was maybe sent by somewhere else in the galaxy. So this is just
else. Okay.
Yes. So we're going to look at this, but we have observer and we have the effect. We have vertigo and we have this spiraling down. And this, I use this card for spiraling down, and we see the effect that around the body. And I thought it was smoke, but this is just another person. So I think the body is really responding to this. We're going to look at it with a tarot card as well, but it's really affecting. It's like it's inner energy field. Do you see this like an energy field?
I was gonna say, like, I'm seeing like energy from this card, like a huge shift in energy.
Yeah, and the color is not a mistake. Also, the orange, it means something. So we're going to look at this. And the last oracle that I have is out of the past. And we do have the smoking. So we're going to look at what it means. And let's see with the tarot card as well. So one already fell. We have the star. So this one is going with the observer. I'm getting chills.
Wow. And really in line with what you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see the second one. Okay, it just flipped also. So with the card of vertigo, we are getting a temperance.
Interesting, because temperance, and I'm sorry to, I'm just so
love it.
excited that I want to add to what you're
Yeah, go
saying.
ahead.
The temperance card is usually associated with energy.
Yeah, and healing normally, right?
Yes, very true.
So the last card with out of the past, we're going to see which card wants to come out. We have the card of Four of Swords. So let's see what it means. So first of all, this is sent from another galaxy or somewhere else in the galaxy. I'm going to take one follow card just to see what is the intention with this. And then we're going to dive more in your question of the effect on the body. So we have the Hangman. Interesting. So with this, I'm feeling that it's not just something that would happen normally because of the sun and just this normal cycle of the sun, because the sun is, it's gas and it's just sending flare. I mean, that's normal, but this one is not. This one is intentional. This one is sent from another place directly to us. And that's why the magnitude is bigger also. That's why we have this bigger intensity. We do have the Hangman. And for me, this means that it's the intent is to make us maybe slow down in something. And the Hangman is very uncomfortable in the body. The Hangman is upside down. He is waiting basically for the next card, which is death. So he is waiting for something uncomfortable. So he is not in a position of being on full power. We do have enlightenment.
Yeah, I was gonna say it helps awaken people with the Hangman.
But physically, it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
So the intention is to slow us down, to change your perspective, but physically it's not feeling good.
Okay. So it's going to feel uncomfortable while we go through a transition, big energetic transition, it seems.
Exactly. I don't think we're going to have full clarity over what is going on and our symptoms. So I do think that there is going to be full different symptoms that are going to go through. Everybody's going to go through.
Some people might have vertigo if we look at the card.
Some people may have vertigo and a lack of clarity. It seems like we are in this big fog to maybe you really slow down. I'm hearing slow down. I just wanted to check with this, why do we have this right now? And why do we have this need of slow down? So I'm going to take 2 extra cards on this. So we have the Devil and we have 4 of Wands. I think it's to shift the vibration overall and to the feelings that we may have of vertigo, maybe awakening syndrome. How do you say that?
I have a blank.
Okay. Symptoms of awakening that are uncomfortable. I really feel that it's just a big activation that feels very uncomfortable. And that is really powerful. It's like on steroids. So this is really super strong awakening. And this is to slow down vibration in a sense that we need to realign to be in a higher vibration, because right now there's a lot of people that are going in a wrong path.
You know what I was thinking, and with the Devil card also, the Devil card is associated with Capricorn, right? And I thought just before seeing that card that it's probably also linked to Pluto leaving for good the sign of Capricorn, going into Aquarius, the temperance, the stars. So we're going to experience, I guess, materiality in a totally new perspective. And with that comes also big body changes and the way that we are, let's say, absorbing frequencies and we are working with our bodies, because we're entering into a new I want to say Pluto is linked to DNA, very interestingly enough. So maybe our DNA is upgrading, but with that comes like maybe uncomfortable changes. And somehow I feel like it's linked to this solar flare.
Yeah. And I really see those symptoms as vertigo, nausea because of the vertigo, brain fog. And we do have with the devil, I associate this with health, with inflammation. And because it's just with the card of 8 of Wands, I would say inflammation that is really growing really quickly. So a warning of where in the body, because all body parts and the side of the body is associated with one thing in your life. So really saying to you where you need to have change.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that. It's going to bring a lot of enlightenment for a lot of us. Next question I have is surrounding the big hurricane that was present in the south of USA, Helene. Helen. So a lot of people, and I was talking about Sol about this subject yesterday, and we were wondering if Hurricane Helene was a natural phenomenon. So let's just pull cards on whether or not, let's just say we're going to ask it positively for the cards. So is Helene a natural phenomenon?
I don't think so. We have the card of fear coming up. And what do we have with this? The High Priestess. Do you see how in this deck it's very, we have almost the wind near her with all of those things floating. So for me, it's not man-made at all. We do have the Emperor that is reverse. So I think that not everybody in power is aware that this is not something that is natural. I don't think the Emperor reverse is showing up as, okay, this is our leader that is doing this. I think this is a leader that is in the dark, a leader that is behind the scene, that is doing this to just add more fears and to also play a part, I think, in a lot of economy fear that is going on right now. The key here is to really connect with other people, and this is where you need to be kind to one another and to have this community of, can I help you? Do you need my time, energy? Can I help you with just hearing if you need to vent? This Two of Cup is really showing up that I want to say something crazy just because it's coming up, but hear me, it could be crazy. We have the water and we have the earth, and this is a very positive connection. So yes, there is all of this like volunteer and helping others and sense of community and reaching with connection of the heart, but it's also showing me that even the earth is like, slow down. We cannot create all of those crazy stuff right now. So I think there is also something with the planet saying, this is not us. And at some point, it's going to turn against those who are playing with the weather.
And it's so interesting because like I witnessed like in multiple locations of like really traumatic events happening. And by the way, we are sending a lot of healing energies to all the people impacted by the hurricane. And oftentimes, I know like the purpose from the people operating behind the scenes is to disrupt the energy, is to bring some fear. But at the end of the line, I think oftentimes I see communities getting together, people helping each other, neighbors helping neighbor. And I feel like this is when you can really also parallel to the bad stuff, see like how like humans can be so helping and so coming together in such a beautiful way. So okay, thank you so much, Sophie, for that. And my second question on that line was something that you've already answered, but go ahead.
It really shows what you said. It's really profound what you just said, because it really shows that it's turning against them. If people are coming together and helping each other, it's not the event. We were just talking about this before the show on other topics. It's not the event that is happening in your life that is making you go happy or sad or angry or whatever your emotion. It's how you react to them. And to react to the rebel way of doing this, the way against the higher power of trying to disturb this, the best thing you can do, the highest frequency response that you can do, is to help each other and to create this kind of a community. This is really playing against them. Yeah. And if you have, I don't know if you watched this, but apparently there has been Hurricane Helene before on the same date, and the same, the same intensity.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much, Sophie, for that. Okay, I'll move on to the next question that I picked from one of our community members. So it was from Silent Bliss 7666. Interesting number here. So she says, "Hi, Julie. Saturn's rings, plural, will be temporarily invisible from Earth's view for several months next year. Is there any astrological and spiritual significance for this celestial phenomenon? I would love to hear from you and Sophie about this." So first of all, thank you for your great question. Second, I wasn't aware of that we weren't going to be able to physically view the Saturn's ring. But this is very, very interesting because that correlates with something in astrology that we're going to see beginning of next year, and I'm going to show you my chart so that you can follow up with me. So we're going to have an almost conjunction conjunction by degree. It's not going to be exact in 2025, but still it's going to be very, very close. So conjunction by degree of Saturn and Neptune. And Saturn in astrology represents limits, boundaries, rules, because of Saturn's rings, because it creates that structure, that limit, that boundary. And also it is the last planet that we can see visually. So it creates a boundary of the material realm. So that's, and the meaning and the archetypes of the planets come also with what we can see with our eyes. So this is what Saturn represents. And Neptune represents the lack of boundaries. It represents opening up the gates, opening up the floodgates in the case of Neptune. So Neptune removes boundaries. And it's interesting that we're going to have both archetypes coming together. So I want to ask the cards, can we say, because this is happening in close to July of 2025, but it's going to be basically all year because those are planets that move very, very slowly. So can we say that 2025 is going to correlate with the dissolution of pre-established regulations and laws because of that conjunction and the fact that we are not going to be able to see Saturn's rings?
It just flipped, so let's see what we have. Okay. So basically that a lot of restriction laws and things, system in place are going to change drastically because of it, correct?
Yeah, this is the theory there. I want to verify with the cards if that's correct.
It says healthy boundaries to start. So I think it's going to change how we view the laws and how, and it says healthcare with this card. So healthcare and also boundaries. And there is a lot of stuff here, but I do believe that we're still going to have some structures, some laws, some system in place because we have the 9 of Wands, but we're going to test them because this is also the card of exhaustion. So we're going to test them so they are healthy. We have the card of healthy. And we do have this going to a new direction with the moon. So this is the influence of Neptune that we're seeing here with the sun and the moon meeting, where we're going to have more of a balance between the masculine and the feminine in this. So maybe we're going to see more structured, going to the advantage a little bit more of the woman, where in the past the woman has been left behind with laws, healthcare, and systems overall. We're going to see a big shift. It may be going really slowly because I don't see the moon energy moving fast, and Saturn also. But I do see that it's going to start with a bang. So the first card were the Star, and we have the Knight of Swords. That could be a legal issue that started all, or that could be a big something in the news, something really big where somebody speak up that is important, and something is just blowing out of proportion. And this opens the door to changing laws and systems in place and how we are seeing those things. But it's a very feminine and slow motion energy that is entering this to bring more stability and health.
Okay, second question regarding this, and I'm going to tell you the astrological thinking behind it after. What is going to, okay, what about immigration next year? What it's going to look like? Immigration and people that want to, well, immigration also, but not necessarily just refugees, but also people wanting to change countries. So are there rules that will change?
Yes. It's funny because you mentioned before, and I'm going with the card anyway, but you mentioned before that the lack of boundaries and the lack of, for both planets, I do see that we're going to review the laws about immigration, because we're not wanting to block everything, but right now this is not done in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
So with this lady being blindfolded, we're not doing this in the proper way. The system in place is going with very strict things, and they're going to really go more with feminine energy, with the heart a little bit. It's hard to see this happening, but this is what I have, that they're really going to try to review past cases that were refused, by the way, about families that were not being able to be reunited. But they're also going to slow down, I think, for a moment and really review, because it's a slow moving thing, review and change how they're deciding things.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Sophie. With that, we're going to switch categories and now talk about politics and finances. And of course, we're going to link that with spirituality. And just before we do that, I just wanted to talk about, we just launched something very exciting, which is the Larimar pendant collection. And if you are looking for a way to support the channel, this is an easy way. We have plenty of offerings on the website. And this is a new collection by the beautiful Helene, who went herself to Dominican Republic, where the Larimar crystal is found, to work with an artist, a local artist over there. So these are really quality pendants, and I'm wearing mine right now, very powerful to activate the throat and the heart chakra. And they are really, really magical. So we're having a 15% off launch promo right now, and we have very limited quantities. So if you'd like to get your hands on one of those pendants, the holidays are coming soon. Do it quickly, my advice, because I think they're going to go very fast, and already we have lots of orders. So last one, I wanted also to share that we have a 15% off crystal candle promo. So a lot of people are going to be excited about this one, because those candles are amazing. I know, Sophie, you love them as well. So this will be until October 13 for a very limited time, 15% off with the code Crystal15, and that's going to be on MaisonJupiter.com as well. All right, so let's now switch gears and talk about politics and finances. So the subject of the hour, the US elections, of course, cannot do a news show without talking about that. But I'm gonna try to ask a little bit about let's say different questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, will there be a winning candidate in this year's U.S. election? I love your face.
There will be conflict about the results.
Okay.
I have the devil with the card of trouble that is reverse. And I do have a lady showing up with the Four of Cups.
Okay. Interesting. I'm guessing the answer, but I'm just gonna ask the card for rhetorical purposes. Will the 2024 US election be a fair reflection of the American voting citizens?
It says no. I just use my super powerful small tarot, and we have the moon, and we have it's being bought, the King of Pentacles.
Okay.
So very shady things behind the scene. On both sides, I should say, there is both sides that are trying to intervene behind the scene for multiple different reasons.
Yeah.
So we do have both sides that are like behind the scene trying to change things. So maybe one is trying to do some things to win, and the other one may try to remove this and try to trying to make this more legal. I don't think it's fair at all. And we do have someone playing like they're totally innocent.
Okay. So, okay, a bit of an empowering question now. What can the American citizens do in order to liberate themselves from a corrupted political system? What can they do?
Okay, there's two sets of cards. I think you're going to laugh for the first one. Three of Swords and Arsenic. So basically it says we need to completely kill the system as is right now and rebuild one that would be not on the same grounds, because right now we have toxicity, and this is not better with the Three of Swords. So right now it's not the best, but the next set of card is family. So we are rebuilding it. The two parents are creating a home structure in this picture, and we have the victory right there. So we can see that people are able to rebuild this new system. So this is more of a collective thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to something you can do
on a personal level, yeah, that would be great too.
On a personal level, we have Desire and Ten of Pentacles. This is really about your manifestation and to keep your house and keep your people and the family really on this higher frequency, and to honor your own values and to stay in this place of stability, grounding, and just enjoying what you have. Because when we don't have control, why worry?
Yeah, I love that. And also the 10 of Pentacles for me is the community card also. So it's the family, so your immediate community, but also the extended one with your neighbors, with all the citizens. So it's standing together. It's not falling for the division, right?
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you, Sophie. Okay, big one that I'm sure everybody is wondering if you're watching the news, where a lot of people have been waiting for this one for a long, long time. Will we see a big, no, let's say a global financial transition this year in 2024?
And people may have different expectation of what the question is about when we say this. So just general on the system, the financial system.
Yeah, let's say the central banks, will we see like a huge crash or something that is like very major?
Okay. Yes, it says yes, but we're going to pull some cards for, it says yes. Wow, this year. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Let's see what we have. I don't have big cards yet of like Tower and Destruction, so let's see with the tarot before I say too much. Three of Wands, the Strength, Ace of Pentacle, this is the Banks, and Ace of Cup. Okay, so what I have is numbing with the Three of Wands. So this means that in terms of finances, there is a big slowdown. The numbing is like there is nothing happening. It's very, very stuck. It's when I see the cards that I have in front of me that are about the future. So we have If I Can Dream with the Future, and we have the Strength. I think there is still people that are in charge of the finances that are taking on the reserve to not make it crash yet. So the Strength is taking from the past and using it in the present. And we see that they're using something from the past, reserve that we didn't know about, or something else from the past that we didn't know about. Because we have If I Can Dream that is on top, it's subconscious dreams and future. So it's something we don't know. And we have the card, this is reverse. We have the company she keeps. So it's something that will stay stable. We have it reverse. It's not going to stay. And we have two aces, Pentacles and Cups. So a new system that wants to be put in place that is not finished at this point. That's why we're not seeing it crash. It's because the new system is not ready. But so yes and no. I said yes too fast, maybe. I do think that we are still in this limbo. I do think it's really coming. But at this point, it's just depend on when the new system is ready to go. They're waiting after this.
Okay, I love it. And also that correlates with the big move of this year, which is Pluto leaving Capricorn for good. So Pluto is a financial planet. It represents the power. And when it's in Capricorn, it's in the government, it's in big central banks, big institutions. So with Pluto finally leaving that for the rest of our lives, because we're not going to see that in our lifetime, it's the end of centralized power. So, and also Pluto moving into Aquarius is going to usher a brand new system, as you saw with the cards. It's just a question of timing, but maybe in November, because you said yes before the end of the year. Pluto will leave Capricorn for good in November. So, and also marking the end of the US Pluto return for good. So that makes a lot of sense with the astrology as well.
Yeah, I had the Three of Wands too. I really feel that the banks are losing the support from other countries, where you just said centralization. So I really feel that there is some countries that are finally saying, I cannot help you with this anymore.
Yep.
So we're seeing this loop, but there is still reserve at this point. They are able to pick from the reserve.
Interesting that you mentioned other countries. So I was going to go there in my next line of questions. So I heard a lot of interesting theories in the spiritual community in the past months. So I've heard a theory that if you, let's say, buy the Zimbabwe new currency, that you will help, let's say, create the new earth. So let's just start with this one. Is purchasing the Zimbabwe currency, like the new one that is backed by gold, is it helping to create the new earth in shape or form?
So far, we have a no, we have the blockage, we have the release, and we have the numbing again, which is just neutral, not moving, but everything can switch with the tarot cards underneath. So let's see what we have. Ten of Swords. So this could be about the old system, just starting the sentence with saying that when the old system is dying. Two of Swords. It looks like a no, to be honest, right now. And let's look for the last card. We have the Creator, but that would be perfect if the card on top was not numbing. I think that all of this, I'm just going to re-show for everybody the cards together. So I always read one oracle and one tarot together. So those are the two. So we have the blockage and we have the 10 of the sword. Just again saying that right now we are technically in this problem of money, but it is blocked from the mainstream just by people who are controlling the information. We have the release of the system is not ready. What we have next is people who wants to create with this currency are not able to do it because we have no leader in this, no vision in this, and nobody to rule this. So what I'm trying to say is that it's chaos with this. And I think when it's time to use this currency, and I'm going to take one final card on this, we're not going to be able, there is going to be too much demand in too many direction. It's going to be scattered, and there is not going to be an alignment with a vision. What we can do is to try to work together to have one centralized idea and work together to use this money. But if it's not something centralized, we're not going to have this power.
Maybe not centralized, but like that is, let's say, a lot of people are collaborating together in the same direction. Yeah, that's a really good point. Okay, so the other one that I heard, we're not going to spend too much time on this, but what is coming up for the value of the Vietnamese dong?
Okay.
So a lot of people are also associating the dong with the new earth, like a lot of profit. So let's just see what is coming up for the value of the dong.
Okay, I don't think I will need tarot cards, but because I have a full sentence with the oracle, but let's just take two in case. Yeah, this one is good. Okay. Oh my God. So it starts with success, popularity. So this is what we have to start with this energy. Then we have the window of opportunity. So I think it had a huge success for a moment, and it may still have it, but there was a moment in time where that was really the focus. A lot of people were into it. We do have gossip and misguided. So I think there is a lot of information about this one that is wrong, that is misleading. So it says outside influence, gossip, and misguided. Maybe people doing some shows on this or some articles on the news, or just a lot of popularity around misguided information. And it says regret. And then we have it's not stopping there. This is my card Dracula of it's draining from you. So it's not going to be money that you can gain back in a sense. We have then the frequency of this money is going to change vibration. We have reinvention, and it's just going to close. I don't know why, but it's just saying that we're going to probably unmask what is happening with this. And it's just going to stop suddenly. And the final card that I have is confusion, so misguided and gossip and everything. We have Four of Pentacles. The money is not moving. It's not really associated. The big poof of interest is not linked with the money itself, or this currency, however you want to call it. And it's not going to change. We have those two cards of really, really stagnant energy.
Okay, well, so it's not, from what I get from the card, it's not really worth our time, energy investment, money investment to, let's say, hop on those trains that, like, say, investing in foreign currency is going to be better. Because if we're changing the whole system, like, what is going to be changing, right? Yeah. So I think the focus is going to be much more on your own frequency, what you're doing in your life, the people that you're collaborating with, from what we see with the cards. And that leads me to my next question. I want to ask a question about where are we in terms of global consciousness? And I'm going to remove this because this doesn't really deal with politics and finances. So, okay, if I show you the scale of consciousness created by Dr. Hawkins, just to have a common ground from 0 to 1,000. 0 being total destruction of human life. Let's say 200 being the frequency of courage. So where you start having empowerment over your own life. And as a reference, love is at 500, peace is at 600. So using that as a common ground for the question, where are we right now on the scale of consciousness in terms of collective frequency on Earth?
So far, it's good cards. Let's see with the tarot deck as well. Okay, so basically the cards are saying something's really strange. They're saying that it's about to shift drastically, okay? So let me just show you what I have. I have 4 tarot card and 3 oracles. So let's see what we have. So we have fresh start. That is the first card. So it's hard to judge right now. We can ask about right now, but I think the uplifting message was don't worry about right now because it's shifting and it's drastically changing. So that possibly means that right now it's not that high. We have good news. Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to ask you my next question. What about 2025? So if we can do like a comparison to see where we are now and where we're going to be, because the cards seem to want to bring us in the future also.
Yeah, they want to, well, they heard you when you were saying that we want to have the uplifting message. So yeah, good news with this fresh start. And we do have the devil there. So I think it's just about our karma being released a little bit more, our ties or really big negative cords are really being released. So really do the work because this is just proving that when you're reaching out to a light worker or you're doing the work yourself or you're just working on yourself in any shape or form, you're helping humanity. So with the tarot, we have, again, this brand new start of the Judgment card, which is basically a second chance. And to have this fresh start, we do have this fast changing energy, 8 of Wands. We have 4 of Swords bringing healing, peace. This is harmony, healing, peace. This is a beautiful card and clarity. And we have the Fool. So there is something changing drastically in the vibration, but right now it may not be so good. So let's go with what you were asking me. Let's pull 2 cards and let's see what we have for 2024 and 2025. Thank you. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have the confusion. So we may not see it coming, or we may have in the world a lot of confusion at the present moment. So we have the 2 of Pentacles going back and forth between 2 reality, between 2 major paths that we can go on. So I think this is right now with a 2024. And the High Priestess is doing the work behind the scene, working on your subconscious, working on your contract, working on yourself and your intuition, the feminine energy. So right now we are stuck between 2 possible future. And we do get, again, this card of Judgment for the 2025.
Wow. So if I go back to the scale, this is so interesting because the way you were reading the cards, what I'm getting from 2024 is that we're somewhere close to the frequency of where you start having control over your life, maybe a little bit below because you're getting the Bound card, which is like being a victim of outside circumstances. So we and then you got like we're in between timelines. We have to make, let's say, important decisions to choose our frequency, our future. So I feel like we're somewhat close to that, the frequency of empowerment where you have control over your decisions in your life and you regain that control. And from what I'm seeing, the Judgment is going to up drastically.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of word there would you associate with Judgment?
I'm less optimistic than you on this. I think it may start maybe at acceptance.
Okay.
because we are already proving that we're willing if we're choosing the right path. So I would go with acceptance to start with, and then just
Yep.
grow from there.
Yeah, but still, like, the judgment is very positive because that's a mass awakening, and the trumpet is waking up the zombies, the people sleeping. So
Wow.
it brings a lot of hope. Thank you, Sophie. Okay, so now, wow, this is a beautiful message. I'm very excited about that. Let's switch categories and let's go into, okay, this one. I have a few different line of questions depending on where we were going. So, okay, paranormal. And this is a question from you, which I thought was super interesting. So let's ask it. Are there, she's not going to remember for sure. Are there aliens in disguise spying on Maison Jupiter?
Oh my God. Okay, that's a wild one. Yeah, I didn't remember that. But would you want
in disguise? Yeah. Are there aliens in disguise spying on Maison Jupiter? Or just
there were
aliens? Maybe not in disguise.
Yeah. But it says we are getting rid of it. So let me just pull 2 tarot cards maybe and just finish this message. Thank you. 3 of Swords, the Tower, and the 10 of Swords. Yeah. So in terms of tarot, we have the 3 of Swords, but this is interesting because this 3 of Swords seems to be reversed, but the text is really there. So the swords are falling down of the heart. Normally, the 3 of Swords would be this way. So the sword, not the fort, the swords would not fall down. But in this, it's being released from the heart. So past things that were said or done to Maison Jupiter are still hurting. It says, at this moment, there is a big purge. And this is going to be, we're going to, Maison Jupiter and people watching from Maison Jupiter are going to be stronger than the people spying, because the people spying are going to hide and it's going to be done. So swords are mental. That's normal that we see swords on this. The 3 cards of Oracle that I have is purge. So just confirming that at this moment, we're purging this with our vibration. Do you have somebody at the...
Sorry, guys. That was a little interruption. Please continue, Sophie.
Okay. So we're seeing that there is a big purge of who is spying. And we were basically under, I would say, attacks, trying to fear us that we were alone and that we would not be strong. But we're winning. So all of this is all good. And I really feel that the people watching Maison Jupiter are going to sense also a huge release in the vibration, maybe of our shows, maybe of the comments. It's just going to shift drastically, an empowerment of the people that are resonating with our frequency.
Wow, thank you so much. And if you do resonate with that, please send us some love by in terms of likes, share, subscribe. We do really appreciate your support, and thank you so much. Yes, we're trying to get rid of that weird stagnant energy from past lives, from a bunch of people who are not really happy to see us succeed. Let's just say that. Yeah. So with that being said, are the numbers that we're seeing, like the views numbers on here on this platform that starts with a Y, are they somewhat, let's say, brought down from the actual number? I don't know. It's not well articulated, but I'm sure you're gonna understand.
It says, yeah. So this, I don't know, this picture is not really clear at first, but this is a lady's face without the face. So we see the contour and the hair of the woman. So it's to mute us. So it says yes, and I'm going to take 1 or 2 cards of tarot as well.
And mute the divine feminine also from past lifetimes.
Yes, exactly. And what I'm seeing is that we kind of ask for it, in a sense, in our soul contract. It says karma. So we do know that there is a lot of karma linked with this from past life, and maybe limiting belief that we carry with us that is at the moment being restored to health and healthy boundaries. We have our voice with the Page of Swords. We do have a learning experience where we are through this learning our own values and the value of what we have to say. And maybe people are watching are also learning about the value of what we have to say and what we bring to their life. Maybe we do see that we are winning because it's normally someone fighting back with this Seven of Wands. Sorry, we see this person pushing with a wands normally to the attacks, and instead we're not paying attention to the attacks. We're just winning, and we're just bringing that passion of Ace of Wands in the air, saying, I don't care about whatever is going to happen. I just want to bring the light, and I just want to bring the passion of what we have to do here as a mission to fruition. So very positive.
Yay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so on the more light side of the questions, is sage really good at removing bad energies? And then we'll ask the same thing for Palo Santo. Let's start with sage. Is this a good tool to help remove bad energies?
It's good for, I think it's more of a placebo, but it's good. We do have the card of loyalty with the card of the dog, and we do have that this does something to shift our energy. So there is effect. Why am I saying that it's more placebo effect? It's just that I'm not seeing a clear yes here, but I do see positive effect when we have the end, grief, and what is the other one? Empty. So this more negative, lower frequency, we have now joy. So I think it's good to change a vibration, yes. And if it works for you and you feel better afterwards, perfect, use it. I just don't have a clear yes, but it's working anyway.
Okay, because I've heard that like the sage that we have right now is a lot less effective than it used to be. So maybe that's why it still works somehow, but it's maybe not as powerful as it used to be. Okay, now let's ask for Palo Santo. Is that effective at removing bad energy or low frequencies?
It says yes. So on this card, we have a clear yes, and we have a commitment. So Palo Santo is created to do this. So I have a really big yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And we'll end the show with maybe two more questions. So another one. Okay. Is alcohol making us weaker in terms of our energetic field to bad entities?
It's a big yes again. So we have this this gate of protection. And here we have this Pisces energy that you mentioned earlier that is removing all of the protection, all the boundaries, where we're just diving into this water energy. It says big dream. So it's not just while you're taking it, but after, if you go to sleep, this is where is really your weakness is in the world of sleep.
Oh, okay. So really how can we say that? Amplifies your weaknesses and also maybe your etheric body, because you're saying like you got the kind of Neptunian card. Can you say that?
So when we go to sleep, we have to be in our protected vest. So we do have, you can add maybe sacred symbols to help you with this around your bed. But when you're taking alcohol, not only do you have during the day less protection against anything that is out there, but also when you go to sleep, you're just very vulnerable. And this thing can stays with you. So the best thing you can do, if you can reduce or completely stop alcohol. If not, make sure that you get regular purge treatments of any kind that resonate with you, of course. Make sure that you are aware of when you need those cleansing and just being honest with yourself about all of those things to get the best out of it.
Yeah, personally, what I stopped drinking for, not that I've ever been a big drinker, but personally, I've stopped for more than a year at some point when I was doing like my huge detox slash spiritual awakening. And now I'm like consciously choosing the moment where I want to have a drink. And usually it's just one. But I want to make sure that I'm feeling safe and that I'm with people that I feel safe with. And I always do like a ritual of protection when I do it, especially if I'm in, let's say, an event or a place where there's a lot of people. And I usually try to avoid that personally because this is where you're the most like vulnerable in terms of aura.
Yeah,
So
and in my mediumship course, always we hear a crazy story about bars and pubs, any places where there is alcohol, because in terms of entities, ghosts, however you want to call it, they are in those places. They know we are losing our boundaries and our barrier protections when we are in
yeah.
those places.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. So last questions. We'll end the show with this one. Med beds. So we know that there has been a lot of talking around the subject. Are they really, I was going to say, are they real? Are there med beds on Earth right now in the physical realm?
So we do have one card about a doctor. So this is already a good sign. Let's see what the card has to say. I'm going to go with this one. Let's see, what do we have? So the first card is the Wonder of You. It says investigating mystery and silence. Then we have night and day, and we have the card of the doctor, which is fever, sick, tired, and purge. Let's see the cards about the med beds, please. So is there a med bed? Yes, it's not going to be available to everybody. That's for sure. So with the Wonder of You investigation, mystery and silence, we have the Knight of Swords. That for me means that if they were not existing already, this is something that is under a lot of testing and research. So even if they exist already, it's under development and it's getting better and better because we have this research on it. Then we have this night and day and the justice, meaning that there is really a polarity. We have a really big polarity of people don't have access to it if you're not in that group.
Yeah.
So it's intense. And then to have it become more for everybody, then the cards are really, really, I would say not discouraging, but it's not for tomorrow. We have the Strength and the Nine of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. It takes, we have a lot of cards. I just wanted to see what it was. And overall, what it says, it's that yes, it's coming. Yes, it's going to at some point be available to everybody, but it will take, when we have a yes, it's there, it will take a big, big, big event when the vibration of people will change drastically. And then it's going to be available. Then we're going to have, I want to say with this card, it's interesting. We're going to have old versions that they don't want anymore to just pretend that they never had this before. And this is brand new. So we're going to have old version at first. It's still going to be good. It's still going to be better than what we have currently, but they're not going to give us the public version that are the best right now.
Okay, and I know you usually don't remember when you pull cards on something, and I'm gonna remind you that you pulled on this subject 2 years ago, and your answer was, and is super in line with what you're pulling right now, that on an evolutionary level, we weren't meant to get them right now because we had to learn first how to gain awareness with our own bodies and how to heal ourselves first. So that's super interesting because, of course, if you have like a very easy solution, maybe you're not going to go through the journey of understanding the root cause of an issue on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. So, and it's part of the awakening. It's part of why we're incarnated here on Earth. It's part of the Earth School. So this is so interesting, and you're kind of getting kind of the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't wait for an external savior. That's basically what we're saying. And sorry for that light, by the way. Don't wait for med beds or anything, really. Treat every day as if it's going to stay the same. And that way you're going to get the best. And when good things are coming your way, you're not waiting for something external. You're just accepting how it is. And when good news and good things are coming your way, it's just a plus. It's just a bonus. It's just that amazing thing. And enjoy every day. Don't go into extreme just because we're waiting about something.
But yeah, it shows that we still have some work to do on ourselves as far as our evolution, so our personal and collective. So wow, thank you so much, Sophie. That was so full of wisdom, of interesting answers. Thank you so much. And I want to remind everybody that Sophie is the one you want to go to for all your personal questions. So if you'd like to book a one-on-one consultation with her, you can do it right now on the website, maisonjupiter.com. The link is down below in the description box. And please don't forget to enter Jupiter as your discount code to get 10% off your next reading. So you'll have the choice between 2 consultations. The first one is a 1-hour tarot reading where you can ask many questions. Please write them down, prepare yourself. Sophie is really good at rapid fire questions, but also if you need more guidance, advice on any subject in your life, she's the one to go to. And the next one is the 1-hour past lives reading. If you'd like to explore some patterns, some fears, some things you want to release, but also some gifts maybe you had from past lifetimes to reawaken them. So this is the one that you'll be looking for. And I have to say that we're filming this on the day or like very close to this eclipse. And the eclipse is conjunct the South Node, which talks about past lives. So we're all moving away from past life karma. And it's imperative that we do the work in order for us to open up a chapter full of new positive energy. So the link is down below if you'd like to book with Sophie. Thank you so much, Sophie. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. Please also don't forget to give us a like if you did enjoy the content. Let us know in the comments below what kind of questions you would like to see for the next one, what you would like to see more of, what kind of subject interests you, and we'll be looking at your comments. So thank you so much, guys, and see you soon. Bye-bye.